13 Premier League stars fighting for their futures, including Manchester United and Liverpool players. A host of Premier League clubs will sanction ins and outs this summer, with several names needing big ends to the season if they are to prove that they're worthy of staying put. The Premier League is 9 games from ending, and with so many teams operating below par, changes are expected. It could be a big summer for a number of clubs, with players set to come in whilst others move on. Liverpool have set the pace, clearing off from the pack, but with some of their major names potentially moving on, Arne Slot may have to make some major changes if the Reds are to remain a force. Below them, everyone will be playing catch-up, and this season will have shown a light on some concerning issues. The Premier League is 9 games from ending, and with so many teams operating below par, changes are expected. It could be a big summer for a number of clubs, with players set to come in whilst others move on. Liverpool have set the pace, clearing off from the pack, but with some of their major names potentially moving on, Arne Slot may have to make some major changes if the Reds are to remain a force. Below them, everyone will be playing catch-up, and this season will have shown a light on some concerning issues. Arsenal have not mounted the challenge they'd hoped for. Manchester City need to bring down the age of their squad. Chelsea are still some way off being the team they want to be, whilst Manchester United are making more unwanted history. It is at Old Trafford that the biggest changes are expected to take place. Ruben Amorim has come in but struggled to make an impact with his philosophy, arguably making things worse. He needs his own players if he is to be a success, but plenty of individuals will be sweating on their futures. Joshua Zirkzee is an example of a signing who has not worked out. He moved from Bologna in the summer, but could already be deemed surplus to requirements, with goals a serious issue in Manchester. Andre Onana is another Erik ten Hag signing who is yet to convince, albeit he's determined to remain at Old Trafford. Loanies like Marcus Rashford and Antony are looking to prove themselves away from the club, but had been largely ineffective when they were given chances under Amorim before falling out of favor. Mason Mount, with all his injury issues, is a man yet to prove himself. Chelsea are another club who seem to have a bloated squad, which is hardly surprising given the amount they've spent and the number of players they've bought in. Their form throughout 2025 proves that they still have a way to go. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall was signed by Enzo Maresca after their time together at Leicester, but he's been little more than a squad player. The same could be said of Christopher Nkunku, albeit he was signed before Maresca arrived. He failed to achieve a January exit, but a parting of ways seems inevitable. Arsenal haven't hit the heights of previous seasons, with additions needed to aid their charge for next term. However, the likes of Raheem Sterling, who will leave and return to Chelsea when his loan ends, is an example of a player needing to prove he can recapture the type of form he hasn't shown for several seasons. City and Liverpool are the only 2 teams to win the Premier League for the past 7 years, soon to be 8. But the Manchester outfit have fallen away this term, with pundits shining a light on their aging team. Guardiola is plotting changes, and the likes of Calvin Phillips, currently on loan at Ipswich, and Ilkay Gundogan could yet be moved on. Even Liverpool have issues they'll need to sort, and they may be expensive ones should some of their major names move on. Arne Slot has worked with a very small squad, and that has made it clear who is in vogue and who isn't under the Dutchman. Wataru Endo and Harvey Elliott have both found minutes hard to come by, whilst Darwin Núñez, still the club's record signing, has been continued to struggle in the final third, and it seems as though both parties would benefit from going their separate ways, with the Uruguayan needing to be himself in the shop window. Marcus Rashford warned over Old Trafford return as final decision made on exit. Ruben Amorim is preparing for kickstart Manchester United's season after the international break, with a trip to high-flying Nottingham Forest next week, as he looks to continue their promising form. Manchester United's turbulent season has shown signs of improvement under their new manager, Ruben Amorim, who is hoping to kickstart the team's momentum following the international break. The Red Devils will face high-flying Nottingham Forest next week, looking to build on a recent unbeaten Premier League run and their progress in the Europa League. Amorim, who took over after a difficult start to the season, has led United to a 4-game unbeaten streak in the league, including a 3-0 victory over Leicester City. However, challenges remain as United gear up for tough tests against both Forest and City, with hopes high for continued form. One of the most notable stories emerging from United's squad is the situation surrounding Marcus Rashford. The England forward's future at Old Trafford has been a topic of intense speculation, particularly after his move to Aston Villa on loan in January. Prior to his departure, Rashford was struggling at Manchester United, falling out of favor with Amorim. His loan to Villa was seen as a fresh start, and since joining the Midlands club, Rashford has shown signs of improvement. In 4 starts, he has registered 4 assists, a promising return that has helped boost his confidence. His performances earned him a recall to the England squad for the recent international break, where he played in both games against Albania and Latvia. Villa manager Unai Emery has been instrumental in Rashford's revival. Emery has a reputation for nurturing players and helping them improve, and club chief Monchi believes this will be key to Rashford's development. Monchi stated that Emery has a long history of making players better, and this is one of the main reasons players are attracted to Villa. Beyond the promise of improvement, Villa's ambitions to challenge for the top 8 in the Premier League and secure a spot in the Champions League add to the allure of the club. Monchi further emphasized that players like Rashford, if they choose to stay at Villa Park, can look forward to both individual growth and team success under Emery's guidance. While Rashford's future at Villa Park appears positive, there has been speculation about whether he could return to Manchester United in the summer and fight for his place under Amorim. Despite the uncertainty surrounding his future, his current form has made it clear that he still has a lot to offer, and many believe that he can continue to develop under a coach who knows how to get the best out of him. His experience with Villa could give him the confidence he needs to push for a place in United's starting lineup if he returns to Old Trafford. In addition to Rashford's situation, there is also uncertainty surrounding other players at Manchester United, with reports suggesting that up to 8 players could be offloaded in the summer. Among them is goalkeeper Andre Onana, who has faced criticism for several high-profile mistakes this season, including errors that have led to goals in the Premier League. Onana's position at United has become increasingly precarious, and it remains to be seen whether the club will make a decision about his future in the coming months. For now, Ruben Amorim's focus will be on continuing to build United's momentum as they prepare for a crucial stretch of games. The trip to Nottingham Forest will be an important test for United's form, but if the team continues to progress as they have in recent weeks, they could be well positioned to finish the season strong and fight for a spot in next season's European competitions. Meanwhile, Rashford's future at both Manchester United and Aston Villa will likely remain a key talking point in the months ahead, as both clubs aim to secure their long-term ambitions.